Good afternoon, everyone. I hope your lunch coma is starting to wear off and your Red Bull is starting to kick in. I know how hard it is to come back after lunch and have to sit and listen to somebody talk about something, but Professor D asked me to come back and talk to you students on Career Day because I am actually a photographer for Island Magazine, and I know you guys are studying photography, and hopefully that's something that you guys are interested in getting into after graduation. I started taking photos when I was about 8 years old, and the camera I started with was this little tiny Kodak 110 that had film cartridges that I had to wait a week to get developed at the local grocery store. And it's amazing how far technology has come today. I'm now working with a Nikon, and with my iMac and Photoshop and a printer, I can pretty much hook my camera up to my computer, manipulate it in Photoshop, edit it, crop it, whatever, and print it out, and in 15 minutes have a beautiful photo. American photographer Aaron Siskin once said, "Photography is a way of feeling, of loving, of touching. What you have caught on film is captured forever. It remembers the little things long after you have forgotten everything," which is very true. Once a photo is taken, it's there. You can print it, you can put it in a magazine, in a book, use it for films. It captures life. It captures things that maybe you've never seen before. It maybe captures a picture of things that nobody else has ever seen before or has seen the same thing a million times, and this is a different view of it. After I went to art school, after graduation, I worked in graphic design for about 20 years, and I knew that photography was always a hobby of mine, but using it with my graphic design degree, I discovered that I really wanted to do photography on a full-time basis. So I took as many pictures as I could, traveled a little bit on my own, took thousands and thousands of pictures, printed some out, got a portfolio together, and really started looking for companies that I could do this for. I was fortunate enough to get an interview with Islands Magazine about 6 years ago. They loved my photos and hired me, and now I work as a photographer with a journalist, and we get sent on these amazing places. I get to take the pictures, he writes the stories, and it's my dream job. The typical day for me really is we will wake up, have a little bit of breakfast, I'll pack my photo equipment, and we're off to the location that they want us to shoot. I'll collaborate with him a little bit. He asks me, do you think this is a good shot? I ask him, what do you want me to take pictures of for your article? We're gone about 8 hours of the day. Depending on the shoot that we want, it might be really early morning. I'm not a morning person, but you can get amazing sunrises from that. It might be an evening shot, so we're up a little bit later and take later evening shots. But it's a job that I'm gone from home about 3 weeks out of the month, and that works great. It's great if you're single, obviously. It's great for me because I'm married and I have a son in college, so I pretty much have the freedom to do that. It's an amazing job, and the benefits to that is the traveling, obviously. The money is pretty good, and I get to go places that I would never probably be able to go on my own. I know as seniors you guys are looking to get out into the world, and one of the big things is what kind of money can I make starting out. As a photographer, general starting salary is about $18,000 a year. And the more years you work, the more experience you have, you can make up to $68,000 a year, which is pretty good, but it really depends on how long you've been working, what kind of experience you have. A lot of the companies that you might be starting to apply with are looking for people with great eyes, composition. You don't necessarily need a college degree for this, but if you are interested in doing forensic photography, a science degree would definitely help. Marine biology, if you love to shoot marine animals, a marine biology degree would be great to have, but it's not necessary. A lot of people are, again, looking for people who are creative, have a different eye, know how to use the equipment. A lot of the post-secondary education you can get from art schools. They have photography classes you can take. A lot of the community classes offer photography you could take at night. But you don't necessarily need a degree for photography. Again, a lot of the pros that I have are the traveling, the money, the locations we get to go to. There are quite a few cons though. A lot of times I'm not a winter person and I may have to go and shoot something in the snow. That's hard to do when you're lugging around 30 pounds of photo equipment in the snow, but there's also a lot of bugs too. If you're doing islands, a lot of that is tropical and buggy, but there are a lot of freedoms to being a travel photographer. Again, I have that week off during the month. I can do my own stuff. They pay me to travel. I get to see fabulous places. And if you love photography, I would say take your camera everywhere you go. A lot of times you'll see something and you won't have your camera and you'll say, dang, I wish I had my camera. Always have your camera with you. Nowadays the phones are cameras. You can take some pretty decent shots with your phone. So do whatever you can. Make contacts, take pictures, print out pictures, make a portfolio. There's so many places that want photographers these days. You can be your own photography company. And every place you go you see pictures and somebody took those pictures. Somebody's got to take the pictures that we're all looking at. So go for it. It's a beautiful day outside. When you're off of class, take your camera, go to the park, take pictures. Just enjoy it. It's a fabulous job. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you guys. I know you guys are going to do great after graduation. And go. It's beautiful. Thanks.